Instagram just released a brand new algorithm update, and if you don't adapt to the 6 changes I'm going to share with you in this video, you're going to see a decrease in the amount of reach and the amount of followers you're currently getting on Instagram. And for some of you, you might already be experiencing this, but don't worry. If you simply make the 6 changes I'm going to share with you, it's going to skyrocket your reach the same way I just helped this creator get over 700,000 followers on Instagram simply by implementing these 6 things. Change number 1 is that Instagram just released a new feature called Notes. The way that Notes works is essentially people are now able to have private comments on your post where only their close friends or their followers are going to be able to see the note that they put on your post, where they can have an opinion on what you posted, or it's a really easy way to basically notify all your followers that you think they should see a piece of content. Now, here's the deal. If you are able to get people to leave notes on your content is going to get more reach on Instagram right now. You can leave notes across a ton of different types of content, but what you need to be doing is incentivizing people to leave notes on your content. And there are 2 ways for you to do this. First, you could tell them to do it in the video with a call to action, or secondly, you could tell them to do it at the end of the description with a call to action. But I will warn you, if you're going to put a call to action to leave notes on your content, you need to make sure that your content is going to be controversial or really news-like so that people actually have a reason to leave a note on it. But that's not the only change. The other change that you need to make sure that you're implementing is actually using trending sounds effectively. And there are 4 different criteria your sounds need to be hitting if you're going to be using them effectively. And if you fail to use at least 3 out of 4 of these, well, it's going to be the reason that trending sounds aren't working for you on Instagram while they're working for so many other small accounts. And it's probably one of the reasons that your competitors are growing faster than you. First and foremost, for a sound to be trending, it needs to have the arrow in the top right-hand corner. Secondly, you want that sound to ideally be between 10,000 to 50,000 posts made to it. The third criteria is that you need to make sure, and by the way, this one's the most important, is that you need to make sure that there are several other videos in the format, on the topic, and the length that you are about to create a piece of content on. Because overall, what the Instagram algorithm is trying to do is recommend people content they've interacted with before in the past. This goes for the length of the content, the topic of the content, and the format of the content. So if you mess any of those 3 things up, but you use the right sound, it doesn't mean that your post is going to get pushed out. And then the 4th thing you need to make sure of is that there have been several viral videos, over 1 million views in the last 72 hours that use this sound, because if not, it's simply not going to be trending anymore, especially for the format, length, or topic that you're about to create a piece of content on. If you don't know how to actually find trending sounds, there are actually 2 really easy ways for you to do this. First and foremost, you should have a list of your competitors on Instagram, and if you go through each of them, you should be able to see what sounds they viewed recently and which ones have gotten them a lot of views. The second thing that you could do is if you go into your professional dashboard and scroll down a little bit, you're going to see trending audios and you're going to see inspirational posts. Those 2 things will reveal to you sounds that are trending. Now, just choosing the right sounds or getting people to put notes on your content isn't the only thing you need to be doing. You also need to make sure that you're hitting the 3 big types of engagement on Instagram. And the last one is by far the most important, and you need to make sure that you're getting this type of engagement. The first one, again, is just going to be notes. It's the latest feature on Instagram. It's the only reason it's being pushed, and it's why you need to be focused on doing that. The second thing you need to be going after are shares. Now, here's the deal with shares. 1 share right now equals up to 400 extra views on Instagram. So if you get 1,000 shares, more likely than not, gonna get over 400,000 views. The reason that this works is because when you share something on Instagram, either you're putting it in a group chat, you're texting it to somebody, or you're DMing it to somebody, or you're even putting it on your story and sharing it to a bunch of people that you follow. And your followers will be doing the same thing when they share something. So essentially what happens when somebody does this is it gets people to come back onto Instagram. As a result, Instagram is going to make more money because more people are going to see ads, and then Instagram is going to keep prioritizing that piece of content because it's helping them make more money. All Instagram cares about is helping themselves make more money. So creators that help Instagram make more money by shares, well, guess what? You're gonna get more views and more followers on Instagram with this current Instagram algorithm. But there is one other type of engagement you need to make sure that you're getting, and that is going to be comments. More importantly though, you need to be commenting back to comments you get, and you need to make sure that conversations are getting started in your comment section, because what this does is, again, people get a notification that you commented back or that somebody commented back. They come over to Instagram, they go to your post, and this is going to show Instagram 2 things. 1, that you get people to come back back onto Instagram. And then secondly, it's going to increase the time that people spend on your post, because guess what? If somebody is on your post, they're in the comment section, they're arguing with somebody, they're answering back to you, or they're just reading what people said, your video is going to be looping in the background. This increases the engagement that your video gets and how long people spend on your profile, which is a huge good signal to Instagram and is going to help you get more views and more followers. Now, more importantly than getting those 3 types of good engagement, you need to make sure that you avoid 2 types of bad engagement. The first one is going to be people swiping away from your content, and the second is going to be you telling people to go to the link in your bio or to just go to a link in general, because Instagram is going to deprioritize posts that have either of those 2 things happen. Lucky for you, today's video sponsor ManyChat is going to help you get more good engagement and less bad engagement. ManyChat does that by getting more people to comment on your post, which allows you to then send them a link in the DMs automatically, and boom, they're going to go to the link that you wanted them to go to. And this is a win-win. It's going to be a win because you get more comments on your post, which helps increase your engagement and increase your reach. In fact, the average ManyChat user gets a 5x increase engagement after they start using ManyChat, and then also they're going to go to the link that you actually wanted them to go to. Here's exactly how it works. First, you're going to get people to comment a specific word on your post, and then ManyChat is going to automatically send them a DM. The more comments you get, the more engagement your video gets, the more views it's going to get. And as a result, Instagram is going to push out your content to more people. And you make more sales. Your convo is kept in one place, the DMs, and the best part is that this is 100% approved by Meta. So what are you waiting for? Go to the pinned comment below and sign up for 30 days for free, or get a 30-day free trial with ManyChat Pro if you go to the pinned comment below. ManyChat is not only going to help you increase your engagement, but it's going to help you make more money from Instagram, and it's an absolute no-brainer to be using this because it is approved by Meta. Now, there still are 3 other things that I need to make sure that you're doing with this current Instagram algorithm, and the last one is by far the most important, so make sure you stick around for it. The next change we need to talk about is that 40% of your content should not be new content. What do I mean by this? That every 2 out of 5 posts should hit one of 3 criteria. Either 1, they should be a remix of something somebody else did. 2, they should be a repost of something that worked for you before in the past, or 3, it should be a recreation of something that worked for you before in the past, or something that worked for one of your competitors. Because here's the deal. Most people think that they need to upload new content to Instagram every single day. And that's not actually the case, because 40% of your content can be one of the 3 things that I just shared with you. And ultimately, those 3 things are probably going to lead to more views than you creating new content. Because again, if we look at how the Instagram algorithm actually works, Instagram wants to know that there's an audience for the content that you are uploading. If nobody's interested in that content, well, guess what? You're not going to get any reach. So the problem with you always creating new posts is that you don't actually know whether or not people are going to be interested in it. But if you just cherry pick by remixing other people's content that already worked, reposting your own content that already worked, or simply recreating somebody else's video that already worked, well, guess what? You kind of know that Instagram already has an audience for these pieces of content because it's already been proven out, and then boom, that's why posts like that end up getting more views. And when it comes to remixing other people's content, there are basically 2 ways that I recommend doing this. And actually, you don't even have to just remix. You could also stitch somebody else's content. So here's what you want to do. Essentially, you want to find a meme that went viral within your niche. You then want to remix that, just add an emoji or change a text that's showing up at the meme, and boom, you literally just created a new post with just a few seconds of effort. Or you could stitch a video. The way that a stitch works is basically you can take the beginning or hook of somebody else's video and then create your own video afterwards. This works best if you do reaction-based content. If somebody said something really smart, somebody said something really stupid, or there's just a really good hook in a video that you want to add into your video, this is the type of thing that you should be doing, because the most important part of a video on Instagram is going to be the hook. Because if somebody doesn't watch the first 3 seconds and get hooked in, well, guess what? They're not going to watch the rest of the video. So you need to be hyper-focused on those first 3 seconds, and stitching somebody else's content is the easiest way for you to steal their hook that worked, add your own content on the back end, and boom, you end up getting more views with not that much effort. Now, the 5th change that you need to make is you need to start doing way more collaboration posts on Instagram. I cannot emphasize this enough. You should be doing at least 1 to 2 collaboration posts a week. The way that you collab with people, and by the way, you don't have to just collab with people bigger than you. You can collab with people on the same level as you, or even somebody a little bit smaller than you, because the way that collaborations actually work is the content is going to get posted to your feed and to their feed. So by definition, half the people that are going to see the content are going to be non-followers. And what does this do? It tricks the Instagram algorithm into saying, wow, Non-followers really like this post, so what do? Find more non-followers between the two of you and then show that content to those people. And then as a result, the people that are finding out about you aren't following you, so naturally you're gonna end up getting more followers from that. Doing this is one of the biggest hacks that you could possibly implement if you wanna start getting more followers right now. Now this brings me to by far the most important thing that you need to make sure that you're doing right now on Instagram if you want to get more followers, because I keep seeing so many small accounts make this mistake. They get 1,000 views on a video, 10,000 views, 100,000 views, sometimes even 1 million views on a video, but they don't actually get the followers that they deserve because they forgot to put a call to action either in the video or in the description of the video. If you do it within the video, it needs to be right after the hook or right after you rehook somebody. Ideally, you should have a hook, provide a little value, or get somebody to laugh if you're trying to entertain them, and then have a call to action and then get into the rest of the video. Right after that rehook should come that call to action. Or if you're going to put it in your description, you want it to be like this, or like this. Essentially what all of these creators are doing is providing a bunch of value in the description and then having a single call to action. You should never be asking people to comment, like, share, leave a note. Instead, it should only be one thing. That is going to maximize the chances that they actually do that one thing, and it's going to skyrocket the amount of followers that you're currently getting, because ideally you should be getting anywhere from 10 to 50 followers for every 1,000 views that you get on Instagram. If not, you just didn't have an effective enough call to action. And if you want to grow quicker on Instagram, let me ask you a question. How come you haven't checked out this video yet, which shows you the 3 different ways that we can work together? Because I guarantee that if we work together, you're going to get more views, you're going to get more followers, and ultimately you're going to be able to monetize your Instagram faster. I'll see you over there.